Both teams ready inside the center circle. 22nd meeting all time between Ole Miss and Mississippi Valley State. Ole Miss leads the series 19-2. Taps up, won by Ole Miss in their home whites today. Mississippi Valley State in green. Rebels this season 3-2 at home. They've dropped their last two contests. Most recently at Southern Miss, 61-59. Stevenson's denied in the lane. And Mississippi Valley State, the other end. Here is their starting five. We highlighted Shadiman McKnight, but how about Jalea Reed, number 2? Second on the team in points per game. She's the leading three-point shooter as well. Amberly Brown creates some post presence for MVSU, and Cyan Holmes, the lone returner for Mississippi Valley State this season. Possession back to Ole Miss, and Ole Miss's starting five. And of course, without Madison Scott, Lindsay, you're looking at Ayanna Thompson to step up, and also Rita Igbokwe. You're missing a post presence down low if you're Ole Miss.
Yeah, a lot of height, a lot of wingspan. I mean, other than the leadership, Madison Scott also brought a lot of second chance baskets.
Lone win this season against McNeese on the road, as Thompson misses the jumper for Ole Miss. And this is what the Devilettes will do tonight, Lindsay. They're going to run it. They're undersized. They know Ole Miss is bigger than them.
They love that transition basket. They're going to look for those quick boards, get to the goal, in and out game. I think that we're going to see a lot of mid-range, a lot of three-point baskets.
Holmes misses the scoop, and Thompson on the run for Ole Miss. Stevenson, the freshman point guard, up and under move. Beautiful.
Stevenson impresses me more and more with every game I play.
Ole Miss also without KK Deans, the graduate student, and transferred from Florida. Missed 3 for Mississippi Valley State, and the Rebels up 2-0. Thanks to Stevenson. Lobs to Igbokwe. Foul down low, and it's a block call. Injured in the Battle for Atlantis championship game against Michigan. So she had to offer over 9 points per game, nearly 4 assists per contest as well. Her surgery was successful. It was last Friday, I believe. But as you know, Lindsay, also torn your ACL. It's a long recovery.
Yeah, the recovery, that is a lot more difficult than the surgery. But if anybody can handle it, KK Deans, I know that she's very anxious to get back out on the floor. Fortunately, she will be able to come back next year. So that's exciting.
Looking for their first points today. Could this be it? Turner puts it through.
That's the area, if you're Ole Miss, you're going to have to focus on. Valley is not going to beat Ole Miss from the paint. It's going to be the outside shots in the mid-range.
Stick back is down and swishes. 5 up to shoot. Ole Miss takes it away thanks to Davis. And Davis caught for an offensive. Sadie Williams gets it in to Jalea Reed. Second highest score this season for Mississippi Valley State. Shot clock down to 3. Here's Turner. Shot clock violation.
This full court press, I mean, not only is that going to force turnovers, but also eat a lot of time off the shot clock.
NVSU coughs it up 18 times per game. Ole Miss forces 17 a game. Collins off balance.
No way, Snudda Collins. She has it. She's going to take it.
Collins' second highest score on Ole Miss this season, nearly 12 points a game. Another 3.
We definitely are not being shy from the three-point line.
Todd-Williams coast to coast. Can't hit. Singleton offensive rebound. To Igbokwe. No call. Drops it in. Were you expecting a call there, Lindsey King?
I think I was. My mouth dropped open. I don't know how she got away with it, but hey, I know Coach Yo will take it.
Kimberly Anderson, there was no reaction from her or her staff, so maybe they were expecting a no call as well.
Maybe they saw it from a different angle.
Shot clock down to 10. Reed on the drive. Turner gives to Douglas. Stripped by of Leash. All the way. Ole Miss is doubled up Mississippi Valley State in the first quarter.
That happened pretty quickly, too. Ole Miss on a decent little run right here. Valley, desperate need of a basket.
Ole Miss 5 for 11 to begin the game shooting. 2 for 7 is Mississippi Valley State.
The good thing about it, if you go places like LSU and South Carolina, you come in the Pavilion, you're not intimidated at all. I mean, you play the big dogs.
Sometimes mid-majors come into the Pavilion, right, and their eyes go up. Wow, what an arena, right? Mississippi Valley State was like, Douglas is first, and Tyia Singleton set to go to the line. Harping more on Valley's non-conference schedule. Up to this point in the season, Lindsay, the Devilettes have traveled 8,518 miles through their first 9 games of the season, and by the end of non-conference play, they'll have traveled over 10,000.
Mercy me. I mean, away games are hard enough as they are, but most teams sprinkle a lot more home games in there. Valley is just tearing up the road.
Literally.
Literally.
Free throws were down for Tyia Singleton, and Ole Miss is on a 6-0 run over the last minute. Trying to bounce back after falling to Louisville and Southern Miss on the road. Near turnover. That ball almost went out of bounds. Recovered by Douglas. She goes underneath. Nice little move. And this is what Kimberly Anderson said. She said, we got talent.
This Ole Miss team, we mentioned it earlier, how much they have been tested with a great read by Todd-Williams with the in-and-out game.
Reed on a Euro step. Gets the boink. Mississippi Valley State down 6. It highlighted Shadiman McKnight. She got into foul trouble earlier with 2 quick fouls. We haven't seen her since the early goings. However, she's at the scorer's table now. With 10 seconds left to go in the quarter. We may not see her until the second quarter. Igbokwe with 4 seconds left. Stickbacks, good for Richardson. That takes us to the second quarter. Ole Miss on top of Mississippi Valley State, 18-10. You could probably tell by the first sentence that comes out of my mouth, he's a transplant. But Ole Miss leads this series by a lot, as you saw on your screen. The Rebels 14-0 against the Devilettes at home all time. Ole Miss also without Madison Scott, taking a break from freshman 5. We take a look at on our screens is Rhema Collins from Nassau, Bahamas. In that loss down in Hattiesburg. In fact, Hattiesburg hasn't been kind to Ole Miss in their last 3 trips down there. 2015, 2017, and a couple of days ago, Ole Miss was taking losses at Southern Miss.
Yeah, tough place to play, and Southern Miss having themselves a year so far.
Lizzie Walker, good to see her back out on the floor for Mississippi Valley State after she went down earlier in the first quarter, taking some body-on-body contact. Possession down to 5. And the Devilettes throw it away. Ole Miss preaches defense. They only allow 56 points per game. That's 6th in the SEC. Todd-Williams' shot is blocked. Collins, yes, on the recovery. And Mariah Noel, the 5'11 freshman guard from Kansas City, Kansas, on the floor as well this evening. Southeast of Nashville in Tennessee, Bell Buckle, Tennessee, where she went to high school, won back-to-back Division II state. Shadiman McKnight back in the game. She's 2 fouls. Picked those up in the early goings of the game. Had a nice feed down low, but good. Rhema Collins making her presence felt in this first half. Long 3 off the mark. Battle for the loose ball. And Snudda Collins for Ole Miss has it. Richardson. Ole Miss up 12.
Smooth. She made that one look easy.
6'2 sophomore forward from Douglasville, Georgia, Auburn transfer. Long 2 by McKnight. Looking for her first points tonight.
What a play. Take another look at this. Good strong board. Beautiful reverse and the and one. I'm blown away.
Might be the bucket of the night for Valley so far.
Definitely.
Still a lot more
play of the
basketball
game so far.
Aaliyah Durenham, 5'9 freshman forward from Griffin, Georgia, playing in her 9th game for MVSU. As Snudda Collins showing off her versatility on that drive. Got that and one in their last possession. Let's see if they can keep this momentum rolling with Turner. It's a Durham. He got that and one basket last possession. Turner lets it fly. Yes!
Don't have the best three-point percentage, but tonight they're on.
11-3 of the season for Leah Turner. As Richardson draws Kennedy Todd-Williams off to a slow start for Ole Miss, but Kharyssa Richardson saw KK Deans on the bench. Richardson. That's one thing too. Richardson said she wanted to stay in the SEC when she left Auburn because it's the best conference she feels, and you know the SEC. I know we might be a little biased, Lindsay, but. Turner hits another.
Turner is finding her stroke here early on. This could be huge for Mississippi Valley.
Snudda Collins can't respond. Here's Rhema Collins, puts it in. Rhema Collins, freshman from the Bahamas, putting forth some pretty heavy, good minutes for Ole Miss here tonight. Collins with 5 points in just 4 minutes played. Here she is with the defense. Collins with the career high 5 points. Gives off to Snudda Collins. Todd-Williams fouled.
Because you're going to be pounding it in the paint.
Ole Miss as a team hits to 64% from the free throw line this charity stripe attempts per game. Turner leads the way for MVSU with 9 points, 3 threes, and without Shadiman McKnight due to foul trouble, they needed somebody to step up. Reed on the drive. First team All-American, Region 2 MVP back in her JUCO days. She averaged over 18 points per game, 46% of her field goals she made. She's a really good get for Kimberly Anderson. Her and Shadiman McKnight came in a package. Runner for Collins. Turner's been hot. She's denied. Underrated part of Davis's game are her blocks. She's third on Ole Miss in blocks this season with 10. That's a travel for Valley. Scoring drought for both teams has now exceeded 3 minutes. Singleton takes off.
Coming into this season, I was expecting Snudda Collins to pull the trigger every time she got it from the three-point line, but we've actually seen her more so in the mid-range.
Reed gets overthrown. Basketball. 2 minutes to go until halftime. Vliush from Serbia, the 5'11 freshman guard, pulls up. Another offensive board by Singleton. Durham off balance. Can't hit. And Igbokwe skies for the rebound. She leads Ole Miss with 6 boards tonight. And Vliush on the run. Steps through traffic. Whistle comes in. This team just got a lot bigger as freshman point guards.
A lot more important too.
By Worldwide Hoops, ranked the 3rd best. But Gillette McKeown said too of her, she calls her team, they want to be a super team. They don't want to be a 1-2 person team.
Exactly.
The expectation of KK Deans, who's a well-renowned point guard around the country, that's tough.
Yeah, for you come into the American collegiate level, and it's a whole different bear.
Durham hits both free. The Develettes are in some foul trouble with McKnight, their leading scorer, rebounder, distributor, and defensive force on the bench. And Turner, who has 3 threes tonight with 9 points, also with 3 personal fouls.
Turner, a big reason for several runs that Valley has gone on. You hate to see both of them in foul trouble this early on.
The freshman Noel off the mark on the 3. Shot clock and game clock are nearly identical. No field goals for Mississippi Valley State in the last 6.5 minutes, and the droughts going to go into the second half, too. Turnover number 15 in this first half. They're nearly at the per-game average in 20 minutes of basketball.
You know, they're ready to just get back to the locker room, regroup, recharge, get to the second half.
Collins banks it in. At the end of the second quarter, Snudda Collins up to 9 points for the Rebels tonight. 39-22. He did bring up the foul trouble, too, for Mississippi Valley. Leah Turner, who actually we highlighted, you saw all of her great catch and shoot threes. She has 9 points, leads the way for her team, but she's in foul trouble with 3 personal fouls. And then you have Shadiman McKnight, who's the team leader in points and rebounds per game. She, too, 3 personal fouls in that first half.
I feel like they're towards the tail end of the first half. NVSU was just trying to hold on until they could get the players back in the game. We still don't see them out there as of now, but I have a feeling it won't be too long.
Davis, Ole Miss's leading scorer, still scoreless tonight, and Tyia Singleton offensive rebound puts it home. Singleton has 8 points, second most for Ole Miss.
Yeah, lots of presence in the paint, lots of offensive boards. I mean, that is just hard-nosed, good heart and hustle, which Ole Miss needs right now.
We mentioned McKnight and Turner. Neither are on the floor to begin the second half as Jalea Reed scores. Turnover for Ole Miss, and Reed up the floor. Team that features all newcomers but one for the Devilettes, and Kimberly Anderson. In her second year, she told us, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. Feels like they're trending in the right direction. Still teaching these kids, though. You know, she said they're having trouble with retention and also turnovers tonight as Snudda Collins eases it off the glass. 16 turnovers tonight. Seniors, 7 juniors. A lot of JUCO transfers. But the freshmen, she said, I have some stud freshmen, including Aaliyah Durham and also Leah Turner, who we've...
It's got to be difficult, too, with her just being in her second year, trying to get players to come to a place like choose to go. I mean, that is difficult to recruit. They really have to buy into what the program's selling.
As Holmes, the only returner for Valley coming into this year. Reed drives, loses the basketball, and Durham at the line.
Got a couple big moves early on, too.
Snudda Collins, catch.
Snudda Collins just making it look so easy. We mentioned earlier how last year she was more of a three-point shooter, and she must have worked extremely hard in the offseason on creating her own shot.
Douglas and one.
The leadership. I hope to see more of that moving forward.
Collins with 13 points tonight leads Ole Miss. And Todd-Williams gets stripped.
Get the kinks out when you move into conference play for sure. You want to be playing your best basketball in January, February, March. Got some work to do.
2 seconds left. The Devilettes force it up and put it through. Durham has 9 points, tied for her team's high. The freshman that averages a little over 1 point per game.
That's what I like to see. That is just gritty basketball. Make something happen.
Noel can't make that happen. Rebound spills to Richardson. And Kharyssa Richardson has 9 points herself this evening in 9 minutes played. Lead up to 19 for Ole Miss. MVSU team by the end of non-conference play will have traveled over 10,000 miles. No stranger to taking things from char that have been burned down to the ground and building something beautiful.
I just cannot get over the grueling schedule that they have had. I mean, that schedule would be intense even if it wasn't against your South Carolinas and LSUs.
Durham is now in double figures. She has 11 points tonight and 4 rebounds. Career best night for Aaliyah Durham, who against New Mexico actually had her first start of her career. finally get her first couple of points tonight.
Her to show out and just logged some points, but it's been kind of quiet. I mean, accolades to her coach for rooting that into her early on.
A lot of good individual ranks for her, too, in the SWAC you just saw on your screen, including points per game. She's 4th. Assists per game, 2, 2nd, and steals per game, 2nd. Tyia Singleton in some trouble. The Devilettes trying to trap her. Gets it up the floor to Noel. Face traffic on her way to the basket, but adds 2. McKnight banks it in. Her first 3 points tonight.
And the second bank three-pointer that we have seen tonight. I'm keeping tabs of that.
I wonder how different would this game be if she wasn't in foul. I mean, she picked up 2 quick fouls to start this game.
Jake, I have thought the same thing, especially when MVSU went on those big runs. She wasn't in there to contribute. It could be a different ball game.
Davis, and 1.
Just a little bit, but here they are, Marquesha Davis. Man, she is a queen when it comes to creating her own shot. Good, strong move, getting herself all the way to the basket.
I love what she said in Ole Miss's media availability earlier this week, and that 10-day break that allowed her and her teammates to connect a little better. Not just off the court, but also on the court, and learn more about how each other plays to build that chemistry. McKnight, up and under move, way off. Durham offensive rebound. 2 off the mark for Holmes. The Devilettes with a nice possession there. Good move by Noel to get underneath. I'd be happy if we showed this graphic 5 times, trying to highlight all 5 of her freshmen.
Getting some big minutes.
Well, this is great experience for her, too. And
right, some faces that we haven't seen a whole lot of. Having some big plays. I mean, that does, for a young player, the kind of confidence that builds, it's impressive.
One of Ole Miss's words that they love to use to describe their defense is disrupt. And I think it's a really good word to use to describe a defense.
Absolutely, yeah.
Be disruptive.
They get their hand on everything, knocking the ball.
Davis back to the line. Reed up top, lets it go. Holmes battles for the loose ball, but instead picks up a foul in her final year of JUCO ball. But yeah, the foul trouble, it's starting to catch up to MVSU.
This is not just late in the game foul trouble. McKnight has been playing with 3 fouls since the first half.
And points it collected by Noel. Noel on the run. Coast to coast draws the foul.
That free throw percentage creeping up from what it has been the past few games.
Free throw attempts per game, 2nd in the SEC, 19th in the NCAA. But their free throw percentage, 64%, 12.
Moves forward.
McKnight showcasing why she is a very athletic player, but couldn't finish. Davis, however, back to the rim.
Talk about athleticism. Oh my gosh, she is so smooth, Jake. What a move. Using her length and agility. Such a hard basket.
And Noel. 1 minute to go, quarter 3. All Ole Miss in quarter 3. Another bank 3 for McKnight. McKnight has 6 points this evening. Igbokwe set to go to the line. Rita Igbokwe, 7 points, 8 rebounds this evening. See where she is. Her numbers at the foul line.
She's making up for it. I have a feeling, I have not been to their practice, but it has to be a focus in the practice. Getting that.
Third quarter winding down in Oxford. McKnight playing catch-up. Ayanna Thompson, 3 seconds left, gives to Igbokwe. And we go to the fourth quarter.
Like you said, just get it over with and get back to the win.
And without, obviously, KK Deans for the season, but Madison Scott, too, taking a break. No timetable on her return. Ole Miss, I felt, has spread the wealth tonight, involving everybody.
Yeah, and different players have definitely stepped up. And one other thing that we've seen is a lot of not new faces, but some not so familiar faces to the court getting a lot of playing time tonight.
See her amount of points and how many double-figure games she's had this year. Here's her teammate at SAU Tech, McKnight. Todd-Williams, Euro step. Turner has 3 threes tonight, but instead gives to Douglas. Singleton rejects Douglas and denies her again. Todd-Williams. Bank wasn't open there for McKnight. She's had 2 bank 3-pointers in the second half. Maria Vliush gives way to Singleton. And Richardson, after the offensive rebound, made over 50 threes. And this season, still just readjusting,
yeah,
the right word?
I think trying to figure out.
She was one of the most sought after, I guess, portal players in the offseason. Well, Tyia Singleton at the line, I have to bring this up. Her teammates named her the most likely to get coal this season from Santa. Don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah, that's dirty.
Learned that on the Ole Miss TikTok account that's run by Brady Craig. Does a tremendous job with that. But man, what an insult, right?
That's it. Oh. You know, I'm sitting here thinking, out of the two of us, I feel like you would most likely.
Now, Lindsay.
I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. You couldn't even name Jim, our producer? I feel like it would be Jim.
I don't trust people from up north, Jake.
Shot clock down to 1. Puts it in. Durham.
What
freshman.
a shot. What a shot.
And Richardson, clean look underneath.
She still looks so strong and physical with her moves when nobody's even on her.
Both teams trading baskets. There's Jayla Douglas, a freshman from Louisville. It's a fast-paced fourth quarter. Singleton. Now to double figures. 11 points, 7 rebounds. Tries here in the corner. Davis with the rebound and the run out. She's all alone. Marquesha Davis has 10 points. Ole Miss was in the Bahamas, and they had to play Little Rock, Louisville, and that's Southern Miss.
So important, too. I mean, one thing Coach Yo likes to cultivate is a family atmosphere. Instead of so much like a team, it's more of a family.
Steal by McKnight. All her points tonight in the second half. 12 points for her. And she's done it all with 4 fouls. I think Todd-Williams is having herself a nice evening.
I mean, once she turns that corner, she is going to get herself all the way to the basket. You can't give her any daylight.
Kennedy Todd-Williams scored just 9 points in her last 3 games, and now she has 8 tonight. A couple of road games coming up for Ole Miss at South Alabama and at Arkansas Pine Bluff, who just upset Arkansas a couple of days ago.
Saw that.
It's 13. And McKnight loses the basketball.
Yeah, if you're Ole Miss, these are the last few games, the last few opportunities you have to work the kinks out before moving into conference play. What a move by the freshman. Mercy me. She is, Jake, one of the most impressive players to me.
Interesting story for Reed as she gets off to her former JUCO teammate McKnight. Talia Reed's, her SAU Tech jersey actually hangs in the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame in Knoxville in the Ring of Honor.
Really?
Yeah.
What a fun fact.
They display jerseys worldwide of all levels in the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. Nice last-minute feed to Igbokwe. Can't finish. She gets the second attempt.
She's got such a beautiful hook shot. That is nearly impossible to guard.
McKnight goes to work. Beautiful move. She shrugs her shoulders, too, after that.
It's making it look easy these last two possessions.
She scored 16 points all in the second half.
What a player.
That's her per game average and a little more alone in one half, Lindsay. And Igbokwe is set to go to the line. Alcorn State is Ole Miss's next home game. And then SEC play at Alabama. And then you have the reigning national champs here at home after the new year.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun conference play for the SEC. Lots going on.
A double-double now for Rita Igbokwe. 12 points, 10 rebounds. And a lane violation called on Ole Miss. Igbokwe season high 12 points, season high 10 rebounds as well. What a night for Rita Igbokwe in her second year with Ole Miss. And Shadiman McKnight takes her time as the game clock winds down here in the fourth quarter. No shot clock for MVSU. And McKnight loses it. Gathers in a double dribble call. And I'm sure Ole Miss will just stand this one out.
Hold on to it and take the win.
Goes to Todd-Williams, who dribbles out the clock. And that's all she wrote in Oxford. 84-56. Ole Miss handily takes down Mississippi Valley State tonight. The Rebels back in the win column after dropping back-to-back games. Jim Holder produced it. David Dillard directed it. And for Lindsey King and the rest of our fans.